is a beautiful truth that lives at the center of your being, a truth you may have forgotten along the way. That truth is this: you are worthy, you are lovable, and you are enough, exactly as you are. For too long, many of us have looked outside ourselves for love. We chase approval. We bend and break ourselves to be accepted. We hide our true selves because somewhere, somehow, we began to believe that we are not good enough. But my dear, that belief was never yours to begin with. It was planted in your mind by fear, by pain, by the past. Today, I want to help you remember what you already know in your heart. You are love itself. Perfection is an illusion we've been taught to chase, but it does not exist in the way we've been conditioned to believe. Somewhere along the way, we began to believe that being lovable, worthy, or accepted depended on how flawless we could become. We thought that if we never made mistakes, if we always said the right things, if we looked just right, and did everything perfectly, we'd finally feel safe, respected, and loved. But the truth is, the more we chase perfection, the more distant we become from ourselves. The more we try to be what others expect of us, the more disconnected we become from our hearts. You do not have to be perfect to be worthy. You do not have to be perfect to be lovable. You do not have to be perfect to be enough. You already are. Releasing the need to be perfect is one of the greatest acts of love you can offer yourself. It's choosing to be real over being ideal. It's letting go of the tight grip on control and choosing to breathe instead. You were not born into this world to be flawless. You were born to grow, to expand, to express, to stumble and learn, to fall and rise, to discover and rediscover who you truly are. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are stepping stones on the path of becoming. So many of us carry deep shame because we think we've failed by not living up to impossible standards. We punish ourselves for past choices. We criticize ourselves for every misstep. We replay our flaws in our minds like broken records, never letting ourselves rest. But what if you were to stop? What if, just for today, you gave yourself permission to be human, to be soft, to be learning? The pressure to be perfect often comes from fear. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of being judged. Fear of being rejected. But these fears are only as powerful as the beliefs that support them. When we begin to change our beliefs, we begin to shift our reality. The belief that you must be perfect to be loved is a lie. You were always loved. You were always enough. Your worth has never been dependent on your achievements or appearance. Your value is not measured by the things you check off your to-do list. Your value is in your being, in your smile, your kindness, your presence. Every scar you carry, every story you hold is part of your beauty. Real beauty is not found in perfection. It's found in truth. It's found in vulnerability. It's found in the courageous act of being fully yourself in a world that constantly tries to mold you into something else. When you release the need to be perfect, you give others permission to do the same. You stop performing. You stop pretending. You begin to live more freely, more honestly, more gently. You create space for joy, for spontaneity, for real connection. People are not drawn to you because you are perfect. They are drawn to your light. They are drawn to your authenticity. They are drawn to your courage to show up just as you are. Perfectionism is often a disguise we wear to protect ourselves from pain. But in doing so, we also block love. We keep the walls high and the mask tight, hoping no one sees the parts we think are unworthy. But healing begins when you allow yourself to be seen, not as someone who has it all together, but as someone who is learning, growing, and doing their best each day. That is enough. Start telling yourself a new story, one where your imperfections are not flaws, but features of your humanity. One where you are not a problem to be fixed, but a person to be loved. Remind yourself that it is safe to be messy. It is safe to not know everything. It is safe to begin again. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to meet every expectation. You are allowed to evolve in your own time. You are doing better than you think. You are growing in ways you cannot yet see. You are healing through every moment of grace you offer yourself. Let your self-talk be gentle. Let your heart be soft. Let your journey be sacred. Every time you choose to release perfection and embrace who you really are, you come home to yourself. You return to the truth that your worth is not earned, it is remembered. So breathe, let go, be kind to yourself today, and remind that beautiful soul inside of you, I am not perfect, I do not need to be. I am whole, I am enough. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you may realize. Your words are not just sounds in your mind. They are energy, power, and creation. Every thought you think and every phrase you repeat to yourself creates the emotional landscape in which you live. If you speak with criticism, you plant seeds of doubt. If you speak with love, you grow peace, confidence, and joy. Many of us have learned to speak harshly to ourselves. We've picked up the voices of our past, parents, teachers, or society, and made them our own. We repeat things like, I'm not good enough, I always mess things up, or why can't I ever get it right? These are not the voices of truth. They are echoes of pain. And yet they shape how we feel, how we act, and what we believe is possible. But you are not your mistakes. You are not the criticisms that others placed upon you. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a life to be loved. And it begins with the words you say to yourself when no one else is listening. When you speak kindly to yourself, you begin to heal. You soothe the frightened inner child within who has waited for years to feel safe and seen. You start to rewire your beliefs. You become your own source of encouragement instead of waiting for it from others. You create a safe, nurturing space within your mind where love can grow. You deserve kind words, not only from others, but especially from yourself. You deserve to be told, you are doing your best, and that is enough. You deserve to hear, I forgive you. Let's try again. You deserve to say, I love you, to yourself, not as an act of ego, but as an act of healing. Kindness is not weakness. Speaking softly to yourself doesn't mean you're ignoring areas where you want to grow. It simply means you choose to grow with compassion instead of shame. It means you acknowledge that change is not forced by harshness. It blooms in warmth. Think for a moment, would you speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself? Would you call someone you love stupid for making a mistake? Would you tell someone they are worthless for not meeting a goal? Of course not. So why do we allow ourselves to be the target of such cruelty? You don't have to do that anymore. You can choose new words. You can choose to be your own cheerleader instead of your own worst enemy. Start with small, gentle affirmations. Say them even if they feel foreign or uncomfortable. With time and repetition, they will become familiar. They will begin to feel like truth. Try saying, I am learning and growing every day. I am proud of myself for showing up. I am worthy of love, especially my own. I trust myself to figure things out. I am doing the best I can, and that is enough. Say these not just in your head, but aloud if you can. Look in the mirror and speak them into your reflection. Let your eyes meet your own. Let your heart listen. At first, you may feel silly, but deep down, a part of you will be listening. A part of you will begin to soften. Speak kindly to yourself when you're struggling. When you feel tired, overwhelmed, or uncertain, your inner voice should be one of comfort, not condemnation. Say things like, it's okay to rest, or this is hard, but I am strong, or one step at a time. Be especially gentle with the parts of you that are still healing. When wounds surface, don't bury them in shame. Offer understanding. Offer words like, I see you. I hear you. I'm here for you. These small moments of kindness are acts of self-rescue. They remind you that you are not alone. You have yourself. And as you change the way you speak to yourself, you'll begin to notice a shift in how you see the world. You'll attract more peace. You'll feel less anxious. You'll have more patience with others. Because when the war within you ends, you stop projecting it onto everything around you. Let today be the day you stop using your voice to tear yourself down. Let today be the day you reclaim that voice and use it to build yourself up. You have carried the burden of self-judgment long enough. You have the right to lay it down. So take a deep breath and say to yourself with honesty and grace, I am here. I am whole. I am worthy of my own kindness. Let that be your new truth. Let your words be soft. Let your mind become a place where love lives. Because you deserve nothing less. Listening to your needs is an act of self-respect, self-awareness, and deep inner love. So many of us have been conditioned to ignore what we feel in favor of what others expect from us. We suppress our emotions to keep the peace, deny our needs to seem strong, and silence our inner voice just to fit in. But the truth is, every time you ignore your needs, you abandon yourself. And healing cannot happen where self-abandonment lives. Your needs are not weaknesses. They are signals. They are your soul's way of communicating with you. Your body, your emotions, and your energy all speak in quiet, honest ways. When you feel tired, your body is asking for rest. When you feel anxious, your mind is seeking calm. When you feel irritated, your spirit may be asking for boundaries. If you don't listen, these signals get louder. They manifest as burnout, illness, resentment, or emotional numbness. We live in a world that praises productivity and business, often at the expense of well-being. We are taught to power through, to hustle harder, to push past discomfort. But healing and wholeness come from pausing, tuning in, and asking yourself, what do I need right now? This is not selfishness. It is sacred responsibility. You are the only one who can truly know what you need. No one else lives inside your body. No one else feels your emotions. No one else carries your inner world. It's time to come back to yourself, to make space for your voice, to honor the signals that have been there all along. Start by noticing how you feel in your body throughout the day. Do you feel heavy or light, energized or drained? Do certain people or places make you feel safe or tense? These sensations are messages. Your body remembers everything, even the things your mind has tried to forget. It holds truth, and it gently whispers it to you when you're willing to listen. Then move into your emotional world. How are you really feeling? Not how you think you should feel, but how you truly do. Are you sad? Even if you don't have a reason. Are you angry, even if it feels uncomfortable? Are you longing for connection or craving solitude? Every emotion you feel is valid, and every feeling is rooted in a need. When you feel, you reveal. And when you reveal, you heal. Create moments each day to check in with yourself. Sit quietly and ask, what do I need right now? Let the answers come without judgment. You may need rest. You may need fresh air. You may need to cry, to stretch, to say no, to say yes, to be held, to be alone, or to be reminded that you're doing okay. Your needs don't have to be dramatic to be important. Even small needs, when honored, create ripples of peace within you. Give yourself permission to meet those needs. This is where many people stop, acknowledging needs but not honoring them. Don't just hear yourself. Support yourself. If you need to rest, rest without guilt. If you need time alone, take it without apology. If you need connection, reach out. Let your actions reflect the love you have for yourself. Let your choices say, I matter. When you begin to consistently listen to your needs, you rebuild trust within. You teach yourself that you are safe in your own presence. You prove to yourself that you are not a betrayer of your own soul, but a guardian of your well-being. That trust creates confidence, clarity, and inner peace. Listening to your needs also transforms your relationships. When you are clear on what you need, you stop expecting others to guess or fill in the gaps. You learn to communicate with honesty instead of resentment. You understand that you are not a burden for having needs. You are a human being, and those who truly love you will respect what you express. There will be times when your needs shift. What you needed last month may not be what you need today. That's okay. You are growing, changing, evolving. Stay attuned to your present moment self. Be flexible and compassionate. Let your self-care adapt with you. There is no right way to listen, just a sincere willingness to show up for yourself. And if for any reason you've ignored your needs for a long time, do not shame yourself. There is no blame here, only understanding. You did what you knew, but now you know more. Now you are remembering how to come home to yourself. That is powerful. That is enough. So take a deep breath, place a hand on your heart, and whisper, I hear you. I see you. I will take care of you. Let that be your promise. Let that be your practice. Let that be the beginning of a new way of living. One where your needs are no longer neglected, but honored with love and grace. Comparison is one of the most subtle and destructive habits we can develop. It creeps in quietly, whispering that we are not doing enough, not achieving enough, not beautiful enough, not as successful or as happy as someone else. It creates a sense of lack, not because we are truly lacking, but because we are measuring ourselves against an illusion. And in doing so, we rob ourselves of the joy, peace, and self-love that is rightfully ours. The truth is, no two paths were ever meant to look the same. You are not here to live someone else's journey. You are not here to match their timing, their appearance, their lifestyle, or their choices. You are here to be you, authentically, uniquely, divinely you. And when you compare yourself to others, you ignore the sacredness of your own life. You overlook the quiet miracles happening in your own story. It is so easy to scroll through a screen and believe that everyone else has it all figured out. We see carefully curated moments, smiling faces, polished success, perfect bodies, and forget that we're only seeing the highlight reel. We don't see their struggles, their fears, their late nights, or the internal battles they fight in silence. When we compare our behind the scenes to their finished product, and that is never a fair measure. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are simply walking a different path, and that path is sacred, even if it doesn't look like anyone else's. Letting go of comparison is not about pretending you don't notice others. It's about gently bringing your focus back to your own life. It's about celebrating what's blooming in your garden instead of peeking over the fence. Your journey is unfolding in perfect time. Every step, even the uncertain ones, is guiding you somewhere meaningful. Trust that. When you feel tempted to compare, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what am I really seeking in this moment? Often, comparison is a signal, not of envy, but of disconnection from yourself. You may be longing for peace, purpose, or a deeper sense of fulfillment. That's not something anyone else can give you. That's something you cultivate by turning inward. Look at how far you've come. Look at the challenges you've faced and overcome. Look at the strength you've shown even when no one was watching. That is your power. That is your light. No one else's path could ever take that away from you. Instead of comparison, choose compassion. If someone else's success triggers insecurity, Let it become inspiration. If someone else's happiness makes you question your own, let it remind you of what's possible. But never let it diminish your own worth. There is enough room in this world for all of us to shine. Someone else's light does not dim yours. It simply reminds you to turn yours on. You do not need to compete. You do not need to outperform or impress. You only need to be true. And when you're living from a place of authenticity, you naturally align with the experiences, people, and opportunities meant for you. What's yours will find you, not because you chased it, but because you became a match for it. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Recognize the quiet victories, the moments you chose peace over chaos, the times you showed up when it would have been easier to hide. These are powerful moments. These are your personal triumphs. Don't dismiss them just because someone else is celebrating something different. There is no single definition of success, no one version of beauty, no universal timeline for happiness. You are not late. You are not missing out. You are exactly where you're meant to be for your growth, your healing, your awakening. And if there are dreams you haven't yet reached, let that be okay too. You are allowed to evolve slowly. You are allowed to unfold like a flower in your own time. There is no race. There is only presence. So today, gently release the grip of comparison. Free yourself from the false belief that you need to measure up to someone else. You were never meant to be a copy. You were always meant to be an original. Let that truth settle into your heart. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, I am enough. I am growing in my own perfect way. I celebrate who I am. Let that be your mantra. Let that be your freedom. Let that be the quiet revolution that changes everything. Surrounding yourself with love is not just about relationships. It's about the energy you choose to allow into your life, the thoughts you entertain, the environments you create, and the boundaries you set. Love is not something you must wait for or earn from others. It is something you can cultivate from within and allow to shape every corner of your world. Many people live their entire lives trying to find love in others while neglecting the love they give to themselves. They stay in places where they are tolerated instead of celebrated. They endure relationships that feel cold, one-sided, or draining, all in the name of loyalty or fear of being alone. But true love never asks you to shrink. It never asks you to betray your own soul. It never demands your silence in exchange for temporary comfort. To surround yourself with love, you must first believe that you are worthy of it. Not because of what you do, how you look, or what you achieve, but simply because you exist. Love is your birthright. You don't have to chase it. You only need to allow it in. Begin by looking within. Are your thoughts loving? Are your inner words kind? Or have you become your own harshest critic, repeating the voices of the past that said you weren't enough? The most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. Make it a loving one. Be gentle with your mistakes. Encourage your progress. Speak to yourself the way you would to someone you adore. Next, examine your surroundings. Do the people in your life uplift you or drain you? Do they make you feel seen and valued or small and invisible? Love does not have to be perfect, but it should be safe. It should bring peace, not confusion. If someone's presence consistently brings you anxiety, sadness, or self-doubt, it may be time to reevaluate your connection. Letting go does not mean you don't love someone. It means you love yourself enough to choose peace. You are allowed to outgrow relationships. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to create distance from those who diminish your light. And you are also allowed to seek out new connections. Ones that feel like sunshine, like exhaling, like coming home to yourself. Create physical spaces that feel like love. Fill your home with beauty, no matter how simple. Light candles. Play music that soothes your soul. Surround yourself with objects that make you feel safe, inspired, and joyful. Let your environment reflect the love you have decided to give yourself. Your energy is sacred. Protect it. If something feels heavy every time you encounter it, whether it's a place, a habit, a person, or even a pattern of thought, pause and ask yourself why you continue to carry it. You do not have to stay anywhere that empties you. You do not owe your well-being to anyone's comfort. Remember also to reach for the kind of love that doesn't just speak, but shows up. Love that listens. Love that respects. Love that nourishes your spirit. Surround yourself with people who are kind without reason, who see your value even when you forget, who encourage your dreams and honor your boundaries. But more than anything, surround yourself with your own love. Be the person who stands by your side in every season. Be the one who speaks up when your heart needs defending. Be the one who stays when the world feels overwhelming. You have the power to be your own safe place. Love is not just an emotion, it's a vibration. And when you are filled with love, you radiate it. It pours from your words, your actions, and your presence. And like a magnet, it draws more love into your life. More peace, more grace, more abundance. It all begins with your choice. Choose love every day. Choose it in the way you speak. Choose it in the way you rest. Choose it in the way you let go. Choose it in the way you show up. When you make love your standard, anything that doesn't align with it begins to fall away. And that is not loss. It is liberation. So take a moment to affirm, I deserve to be surrounded by love. I welcome love into my thoughts, my space, my relationships, and my life. I choose peace, joy, and kindness. I am safe to love and be loved. Let this be your daily practice. Let it guide your choices. Let it remind you that you never have to settle for less than love in any form. Because you are love, and you deserve to live in it fully. Loving yourself is not a one-time event. It's not something you do once and then forget. It is a daily practice, a sacred ritual of choosing again and again to show up for yourself with kindness, patience, and compassion. Just as a plant needs regular watering and care to grow, your relationship with yourself needs daily nourishment. No matter how much healing you've done or how strong you become, life will still challenge you. That's why self-love must become a consistent part of how you live, not just something you turn to in moments of crisis. We often look outside of ourselves for stability. We hope the world will calm down, that people will treat us kindly, that circumstances will improve. But real peace begins within. The more you return to yourself with love each day, the more unshackable your foundation becomes. You start to build a sense of inner safety that no external chaos can take away. Making self-love a daily practice doesn't have to be complicated. It can be quiet. It can be simple. It can start with one deep breath in the morning where you place your hand on your heart and whisper, I am here for you. That single moment of presence can shift your entire day. It reminds your mind and body you are not your enemy. You are your ally. Start small, but be consistent. Every day, do something that reminds you of your worth. Speak an affirmation out loud. Sit in silence with your thoughts without judgment. Write in a journal. Go for a walk and notice the beauty around you. Celebrate your small wins. Forgive yourself for the moments you fell short. These acts, though they may seem minor, are how you rewrite the story you tell yourself. When you wake up, instead of reaching immediately for your phone or diving into the noise of the day, take a few moments to center yourself. Ask, how can I support myself today? Tune into your body. Do you need rest, nourishment, joy? Your needs will vary, and that's okay. The goal is not perfection, it's presence. You may not always feel like loving yourself. Some days old patterns will resurface. You'll hear the critical voice again. You'll feel the familiar weight of doubt or comparison. But that's precisely when your daily practice becomes your lifeline. It's in those moments that you must return to yourself, not with blame, but with understanding. Self-love is not about feeling good all the time. It's about standing by yourself, even when things feel hard. Remember that your thoughts create your inner environment. Speak words of encouragement to yourself as often as you can. Tell yourself, I am proud of you. I am growing, even when it doesn't show. I trust the timing of my life. These affirmations are not empty. They are seeds. With time, repetition, and care, they take root and transform the way you experience life. Create small rituals that reinforce your worth. Perhaps you begin each morning with gratitude or end your day by reflecting on what went well. Maybe you light a candle and take 5 minutes to breathe deeply. Maybe you post sticky notes around your home with affirming truths. Let every part of your day offer a gentle reminder you matter. Even on your busiest days, you can still choose to love yourself in small ways. Drinking water when you're thirsty, resting when your body is tired, saying no when something doesn't feel right. These are not acts of indulgence. They are acts of reverence. And when you fall out of your practice, and you will, from time to time, don't punish yourself. Begin again. Every moment is a fresh opportunity to choose love. You are never too far gone. You are never beyond repair. The love you offer yourself today is just as valuable as the love you offered yesterday or will offer tomorrow. The beauty of a daily practice is that it creates momentum. Over time, the small things add up. The affirmations become beliefs. The compassion becomes your default. The peace becomes familiar. And the person you once doubted becomes the person you're proud to be. So don't wait for a crisis to begin treating yourself with care. Don't wait for someone else to give you the love you crave. Begin today. Begin with whatever you have. Begin exactly where you are. Whisper to yourself now, I am worth showing up for every single day. Let this be your commitment. Let this be your rhythm. Let self-love become the practice that transforms your life from the inside out.